Gonna go down to the Jersey Shore. Gonna have some pretzels. Maybe a margarita. Some pizza. Oh, shit. It finally stopped loading. That was like the longest load time I had for a freaking route, and God knows how long, but there's a reason why it took forever. I just bought the engine that's pushing this train. But, I have a special treat for you guys today. It's not your typical, you know, DLC that you're going to see outside of the engine, of course, but say hello to the Metro-North Comet V. And this is my little sad version of it. It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. I already know that the logos are in the wrong place, but I finally got the auto numbering to work in my favor, which is a good thing, because I was fighting for a while with the auto numbering. So this is what I just bought in the back. This is the New Jersey Transit F40PH-2CAT. I call it the F40CAT. And the reason why it's called the F40CAT is because it has a Caterpillar engine in it. So anyway, today we have 5 cars, and we're on the Pascack Valley line. Shout out to Penn Central 670, he created this route. This is a workshop route that you guys can get in the Steam workshops. And it's good for this type of thing where you want to run, like, let's say a west of Hudson Metro-North operation. This line is weird. Part of it is New Jersey Transit, part of it is Metro-North, because it runs from Hoboken to Spring Valley, New York, through a big chunk of Jersey, Pascack Valley, hence the name Pascack Valley Line. But today we have a all Metro-North train outside of the engine. The engine is an F40PH from New Jersey Transit. And we have 5 Metro-North cars. Today we are doing the 138 train out of Spring Valley, which means that it only stops at Spring Valley, Nanuet, which is the next stop, and then the stop after that, which is Pearl River. Then it runs express to Newbridge Landing in Hackensack, and then from that point on it makes all the stops to Hoboken. So, let's get going. I don't want to ramble too long, but let's hop in our Comet 5 real fast. I'm going to turn on the ditch lights because I don't like the ditch lights being off. Weird like that. I don't know if they're flashing or not. Oh god, they're flashing. Okay, fix that. Alright, we're good, and our takeoff is in 1 minute. We're going to depart Spring Valley, and then stop at Nanuet, Pearl River, then skip stops to Newbridge Landing, and then all stops to Hoboken. Now this is my first time ever using any kind of F40 for Train Simulator, so I'm a little nervous as how this run is going to go, but I have a feeling we'll have a fun little run with this. This is the crossing outside of Spring Valley. Ooh, I am overcome by sequence. Now, there's no Comet V trailers in the game, so because of that, we have to use a gaggle of cab cars connected together, but it wouldn't be the first or the last time Metro-North has used, you know, all cab cars on a train before, especially of Comet V's. Nice. Alrighty. Now, I don't know what the real-life speed is between these two train stations, but something tells me it's not 30 miles an hour. Then again, I could be dead wrong. But I'm going to try to keep the schedule the best I can, even with the drawing 30-mile-an-hour limit. If no one knows what drawling is, Urban Dictionary that shit. That's a Philly word. I have like a nice little mixture of New York and Philadelphia slang, thanks to years of living in both cities. And I also lived in New Jersey for like 17 years of my life in between that, so... Gonna go down to the Jersey Shore. Gonna have some pretzels. Maybe a margarita. Some pizza. How about a pork roll? What the fuck is a Taylor ham? I thought they called pork rolls. I'll stop. Oh goodness. I haven't done a train simulator video in a few weeks now, and it's actually kind of bothering me. The last one I did was the Railfan video of this line, where I was presenting the Metro-North Comet V's when they were still in their work in progress stage. And of course in that video they still had New Jersey Transit numbers. No matter how much I try to change the numbering, now it finally went through after I fixed some of the internal like documents and such. In America, you have to blow the horn 4 times before each crossing. You have to do it 2 times, like a long horn, and then a little short horn, and then another long horn again. They call that the 14L. And most grade crossings in America have that. In Great Britain, I know they have the horn boards where you only honk just once. Same with Australia. But when you see a honk board or a whistle board here in America, you gotta blow the horn 4 times. In that pattern. 2 long, 1 short, 1 long. It's actually a mandated rule from the Federal Railway Administration, aka the FRA. The good old FRA. Now this is why we're probably going 30 miles an hour, is because of this curve over here. Initially I wanted to use a 6-car Comet V train with a New Jersey Transit GP40 pushing, but I just didn't feel like working on that at the moment. I think this is 287 that we're about to cross here. I'm not 100% sure. Because this is like a major highway over here. In real life, I don't know if the New Jersey Transit F40PHs are retired, but Metro-North has a couple of those engines that they use for their services within New Jersey or west of Hudson operations. And they usually run the Metro-North Express trains. This is not a Metro-North Express train, this is a joint Metro-North New Jersey Transit train. But other trains that run directly from Hoboken or directly from Secaucus and then make only stops at Pearl River, Nanuet, and Spring Valley, those particular trains are known as Metro-North Expresses. And lately Metro-North has been sticking F40PHs with like solid set of Metro-North Comet Vs on that line. Most of the trains that run on this line run with a combination of both Metro-North and New Jersey Transit equipment, even in some cases flat out straight New Jersey Transit equipment. That's the interesting thing about Metro-North west of Hudson operations is you do not know what exactly is going to come next. And that makes me a little happy that, you know, that type of operation exists. Because you could be standing at like a Metro-North station like Pearl River per se, and then a full-blown New Jersey Transit train comes in, like New Jersey Transit, like PL42 pulling like a couple of Comets, maybe even like a Comet 2 or 4. Because, believe it or not, the Comet 2 or 4s, they're very rare on this line. It's mainly Silverliner. It's mainly Comet 5s on this line. Called Silverliner, because Silverliner and the Comets, they both have generational names, like Comet 1, Comet 2, Silverliner 1, Silverliner 2. So I think it's me doing that by accident. Come on. Frame rates drop dramatically when coming into Nanuet for some reason. Now, the signs are not going to be perfect, so if the signs say like a different station, please excuse it. You know, when you create these workshop routes, you don't want to edit them too much with like custom content, otherwise they become impossible to operate or even download. Alrighty, Nanuet Station. Alrighty, we are just completing our stop at Nanuet. Next station stop will be Pearl River, which is the last station in the state of New York. I love it when my nose itches the second I hit the record button, but it was fine the whole time before. Oh, what? Dude, what kind of shit is going on here? What kind of hollow man shit is going on here? Sebastian, is that you? Might need to get a goddamn fire extinguisher to see that dude. Please, I hope you know what movie I'm talking about. The Hollow Man? Anybody? Anybody? My girlfriend's on the bed looking at me with that face. Love you, babe. She just huffed. Okay. Uh-oh. And once again, caught off guard because I was too busy talking up a storm. So, the Pascack Valley line is mainly single-tracked. One of the things that Penn Central 670 did that I really approve of is the fact that they have active passing sidings along the line that allow two trains to pass each other. You'll be surprised how many people make these workshop routes that are supposed to represent different train lines and different places around the world, and they don't put passing sidings where they're supposed to be, or even at all, so you can only run one train down that branch, when in reality, in real life, there's more than just one. And that's the deal over here with the Pascack Valley line. There is bi-directional service all day long. It's just that because of the single tracking, it's not a consistent, service. One service will take off maybe an hour and 10 minutes after the last one, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's there's a good 3-4 hour gap between the two. That's where it becomes annoying. As Bob Ross would say, I kinda don't like that really much. It brings a lot of hostility that I honestly am trying to avoid by painting these peaceful pictures. God bless Bob Ross. Now, for some odd reason, this line transitions from concrete ties to wooden ties, and I don't know why it does that. Personally, I would have left the concrete ties all the way up until, at least the New York border. If that was the New York-New Jersey border, I would understand, because, each state is responsible for their own section of the line, but it makes no goddamn sense seeing that in this game. This curve is a little sharp, so I'm going to slow it down just a tad, but not too much. I think 45 is where I'm going to stay between these two stations just because of the curves. Now, that's one thing I can say about this route. There isn't much in the way of, height. Most of everything is flat on this map, but because of the amount of depth in it, thanks to, the scenery, it makes it feel a lot more realistic. I've only ridden this line once in my life, and I didn't ride it all the way this far. I only made it as far as Montvale. And the reason for that was because I was coming back from a private bus rodeo that a few friends of mine who own buses were doing. And it so happened that one of them was like, well, should I take you home, or do you want to get driven back to the Metro-North station and take Metro-North from there? And I said, drive me to the Metro-North station, and they drove me to Montvale, so I don't have to pay the state crossover fee that they have. And that was the first and only time I ever rode in a Metro-North Comet V. The train I got had New Jersey Transit equipment mainly, but there was like 1 or 2 Comet 5s from Metro-North on that train. I forgot if it was a PL42 or GP40 pushing, but it was definitely a New Jersey Transit engine. Oh, this is gonna be tight. Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight, but we stopped just in time. Alright, Pearl River. Alrighty, we are leaving Pearl River. Next station stop will be Montvale. Another interesting thing about this route is that it lets you know where the state line is between the two states. Like in New York to New Haven, if you're not familiar with the New York to New Haven line itself, you won't know that, you know, the state line is that little river before you come into Port Chester Station. Here they show you exactly where the thing is, and if you look on the bottom, we're about 0.2 miles away from it. This is where technically this train turns into a New Jersey Transit train automatically. Because right now, as of right now, we're considered a Metro-North train until we cross that border. Welcome to New Jersey. We are now a New Jersey Transit train. So, I have the Bergen line, which is the other west of Hudson line that a lot of Metro-North trains travel along. New Jersey Transit's Bergen and Main line. And because of that, I have to download a couple of additional DLCs to get it up and running properly. I need Sherman Hill, and I need Munich to Uxbridge, which is 2 separate routes that have nothing to do with New Jersey Transit, but that's the only way that the Bergen line is going to work. And I kind of want the Bergen line because of the fact that A, it's a route that I'm familiar with, and B, it's also, you know, another Metro-North route. And if I get that and the Hudson line up and running, I'll have 4 Metro-North lines altogether, including this one, Port Jervis, New Haven, and the Hudson. We're now approaching Montvale. I love how this route works, man. It is so fun to operate this route. Penn Central, my hat is off. Well, it's been off all day, but my hat's off to you for honestly making a great workshop route that is both realistic, detailed, and also covers a line that not many people would even think of covering. If you see like little jumps in the video, it's because with the Bandicam trial, you can't film more than 10 minutes. So because of that, I'm basically stuck chopping the video into sections in order to make sure I don't go over that time limit, because then the camera starts acting funky when you try to record after going over that time limit, and it doesn't let you unrecord when you need to take a break, let's say to run to the bathroom, or if you're just at a stop and you don't want to really waste people's precious time. Because let's be honest, only a true dedicated person, a train simulator, would actually sit down and watch these videos from the beginning to the end. Oh, this S-curve. $50 miles an hour, my ass. My fucking ass. One of the few things that I don't like about this route is that some of the scenery was rushed, and some of the track laying wasn't perfect. I don't know about that last S-curve behind us, but I know that Hoboken Terminal, it's not anywhere close to the real thing, and it actually has me a little concerned. But outside of that, everything else on this route is pretty darn good. Oh, we're speeding a little bit. I had a friend today here in SEPTA Regional Rail who retired after so many years with SEPTA, and his last trip ever was a Silverliner 5 local to Bryn Mawr. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever ridden the local to Bryn Mawr. It is by far one of the shortest services that SEPTA offers. It's part of the Paoli-Thorndale line. If you're ever thinking about buying property in New Jersey, avoid Hillside at all costs. Especially if you hate loud horns, because goddamn. In Asbury Park, the North Jersey coastline goes through like a series of crossings like this. Now, I probably mentioned this before in the Stanford local video, but Metro-North is by far one of my favorite railroads in the entire country. So when I do American routes, I like doing the Metro-North runs. Metro-North ones. Come on, frame rates. I feel sorry for anybody who has to wait at these stations, because the next train is in an hour. Actually, an hour and change, like an hour and a couple of minutes. I'm going to start slowing down for that 30-mile-an-hour section coming up. Yep, we got hit for speeding. Well, at least we're slowing down for like a curve that actually needs to be slowed down for. Some of the British routes in Train Simulator, especially like the Goblin line, one of the things I've noticed is that they have weird low speed limits in sections where the tracks go completely straight and are capable of much higher speeds. Excuse me. So I guess that's what you get for wanting to cut corners. Now, Norfolk Southern Freight, really Conrail, because Conrail is still a thing as like a short line railroad. They operate some of their equipment out of this train's little terminal over here on the left. I think that's a lumber yard. I see bales of hay on the side. So I don't know what's going on here. When in doubt, blow their eardrums out. Now, it says that we're gaining speed, but it looks like we're slowing down. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. This is why I am not a fan of shitty frame rates. Or free camming things like Bendy Cam. But then again, you know, this is a laptop. This is not a desktop, so it is very limited in what it can do with certain abilities, even though it has a nice processor, and it also has good graphics card and good graphics support, also good RAM. I just don't get why it still operates like something that someone crapped out and then drew an iPod logo on it, like one of those Apple logos with their own fingers. I probably gave a lot of people horrible mental images of people writing Apple logos into shit. I'm gonna speed up and sad. I really like how this F40PH is performing. It has some nimbleness to it. Though, if you ever heard how a F40PH sounds, you would never think that there's anything nimble by that loud machine that makes the ground shake when it rolls by. It's one of the few diesel engines that actually had a seismograph reading. Not in real life, that's just me being sarcastic. There we go, that's how you professionally take care of, like, blowing to a stop. Real fast, I'm gonna check something. I just want to see how if we're like on schedule or not. So we're due in at Newbridge Landing at 2:03. Must have been a bad road for all those grass coming out of the middle of it. Alright, let's put the pedals to the metal a little bit because we're due into Newbridge Landing in a minute and we are currently a minute behind. I am accounting for that bathroom stop I made at Nanuet. No, Pearl River. I did that at Pearl River. Sprite flat is one of the few things that I like better than when you first open it. And I'm sort of a soda connoisseur. So because of that, I'm very picky about certain sodas and stuff like that. Especially like the brand name ones. Like Sprite's a brand name. Everybody knows Sprite. That's like Coca-Cola's official lemon lime soda. It tastes better flat than it does when it's fizzing. And I cannot say that about most other sodas. Like, if you ever tried to drink a flat Coke or a flat Pepsi, it's nasty. It's the nastiest thing you'll ever taste. I think the only thing nastier is a cold Moxie Cola. Look up Moxie. It is... A lot of people love it. I don't like it. It literally tastes like a spoiled Jaeger bomb, if you could spoil Jaeger bombs. Sip one of those and it'll have you in front of the camera with spiked hair going, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb. Yeah, no. Not now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone. Newbridge Landing, first stop in New Jersey. Newbridge Landing. I'm kind of happy that the auto numbers are cooperating with me, because before I did not know how to change the numbers for my life. Now it's a little bit more easier thanks to a couple of people who showed me how to do it. Big thanks to them. Failrunner himself also kind of like, gave me a little bit of advice on how to change the numbers and stuff like that. I was saving it the wrong way, and that's why the numbers weren't changing around the first time. That's why in the Pascack Valley Line rail fanning video, you see them with New Jersey Transit numbers. I hate it when the frame rates are like this. There we go, that's a little bit better. And this is a nice little stretch of single track. I mean, of double track. Makes you wonder, like, how many cars could fit on that? Because I know the maximum they usually use for these kind of trains are 6 cars. Because let's be honest, you're not really going anywhere with more than 6 cars. But this passing siding is long enough to hold a small freight train. I'm impressed. Penn Central, you put your heart and soul into this, and I gotta give it to you, man. I wonder who lives in that little house over there. Now we enter the first part of the line that parallels a road. There's a nice little section of this line that runs through Hackensack, and it runs either next to or in a median of a road. Anderson Street. I almost called it Anderson Road. That's the name of one of the trolley stops nearby. Yeah, look. A health insurance billboard. Something I really need right now. I have health insurance now, but I had to fight the state in order to get my health insurance. I do not make enough to be able to afford basic health insurance. I don't even have enough to afford car insurance. So because of that, I've been taking SEPTA everywhere. Alright, this is a section of the line that's in like a full-blown median. Come on, little guy. There you go. Uh-oh. Pay attention. I find it cool that another railroad just goes over like this one. Who's like in the median of the street. This really feels more like a trolley or a light rail more than it does a commuter rail line, because of how the line runs, like in the median, then alongside the road, then in its own right of way. Only thing missing is street running on this line. That made me very nervous. Alrighty, Essex Street. We caught up to schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, we caught up to schedule. I am very happy to announce that. Ugh. Definitely gonna need to use the bathroom again soon, though. I'm trying to hold it until we get to Hoboken like a good train driver. Actually, before Teterboro, we have to let another train pass in the other direction. So I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom while that happens. Let me lower my phone so we don't have to have constant distractions. Alright, I don't see another train. I'm just gonna go straight ahead. There's no AIs on this map anyway, so really no point in sitting here waiting for a train that's never gonna come. Alrighty, Teterboro. I ran quickly to the bathroom again, but this time our schedule shouldn't be completely affected by it, because the next local stop on this line is coming up, and then after that it's going to be Secaucus and Hoboken. Because after the next stop we have like a nice little stretch that runs through the Meadowlands, which is basically a big giant section of marsh in northern New Jersey. Excuse me. Ooh. I guess even flat soda can make you burp a lot. I wish there was AI trains on this particular map. Specifically, like, you know, other New Jersey Transit DLCs. Though, you know, everybody has their own way of doing things. I know one person who has this line, and they were running it with a shoreliner, which is like the Metro-North version of the Comets. And that's all good and dandy, but shoreliners haven't ran in New Jersey since 2009 when they got replaced by these. So it's not wrong, but it's not right. Especially because it's the center door version versus the two-door version that they had for Metro-North's Comet 2S's or Comet 2 shoreliners. crossing Lodi Street. Which we're doing great time. I'm so happy we caught up with the schedule. So, the Comet 5s are definitely going to be released at some point. They're just not released just yet. I want to make sure that they're at least, like, passable. They don't have to be perfect or spot on due to the limitations of Train Simulator, but I want them to at least be passable. And so far, to me, they are very passable. That's a nice little, like, advertisement for people who really love New York tourism. Personally, outside of, like, you know, the normal touristy things, I really don't feel like New York is that much of a place that's worth advertising to the world, especially because New Yorkers themselves are not too fond of their own city. And I don't blame them. They have Bill de Blasio as a mayor. I mean, anybody would freak out if they had that lazy bastard as a mayor. But I'm not here for politics. I'm here to drive a train, so I'm going to keep my politician rants short in this video, as well as think before I talk. So my last video got cut off thanks to that damn red signal. Penn Central, I need you to fix that whenever you get a chance. I know you're working on some other things right now, like the Hudson line, but yeah, I got tripped. And there was nothing I can do about it because it did not want to cooperate with me when I tried to pass the signal properly by requesting to pass it. But anyway, I got one more premiere to show you guys. I'm not going to be driving this train far, honestly. I'm probably going to just show it taking off because I'm just a little annoyed. I really wanted to finish that last run. I was doing very well. But, my fictional railroad finally made it to Train Simulator, guys. I presents to you the Bridgerissa Commuter Comet 5 and Comet 4. And, before anybody axes, again, this is also not released, and I gotta do a couple of more fixes to it, because it's not perfect. But, this is Bridgerissa's Comet series right over here. And we got ourselves 1 Comet 5 and 2 Comet 4s. Now, somehow, someway, I got rid of the auto numbering on this. I tried to fix it to 9600 series, which is common for Bridgerissa Commuter. But it just didn't go, and I'm not going to honestly fight with it. But this is what a Bridgerissa Comet 5 looks like. And then the Comet 4s over here, and you can see that clearly repainted from New Jersey Transit, but at the same time they have their own little uniqueness look to them. Because they have smaller windows than the Comet 5s, the striping on them are not as big or as low. which means the black hovers directly below the windows and there's enough space for you to stick emergency exit windows there. Now, one of the reasons why New Jersey Transit went for a wide stripe with their Comet 4s was because their destination signs, they said that it would break up the stripe look to the train. Do you really think that's bad? I think that looks okay. Because, you know, I didn't want to do the whole wide stripe thing on the Comet 4s because then it'll look exactly like New Jersey Transit. So instead, I opted to go for this kind of Metro-Northy look to it because Bridge Vista Commuter is based on Metro-North and New Jersey Transit with a little SEPTA here and there. But, these are among one of my first reskins ever, and I'm proud to show it off to you guys. When the Metro-North Comet V and later on these become available, I will put links in the descriptions, as well as make a separate video announcing that they're released. It probably won't be a full run video, it'll probably just be like some run-bys here and there, maybe even another cheeky little railfan video, but definitely would love to do a release video with, you know, both these and the Metro-North versions. I have a C-Dot GP40 pushing only because the colors were kind of close. I have yet to do a Bridge Vista engine, but down the line you'll eventually see an Out 45, an Out 46, and maybe even an F40PH. Now, for some reason, the Comet 4s got the proper 9200 series numbering on the sides, but the Comet 5s, I did the same exact thing I did with the Metro-North ones, and the numbers completely disappeared. Meanwhile, on the Metro-North ones, where the numbers are supposed to not be where the door is, there's numbers on the doors, and I did the same exact thing I did to this file, and it works. It's a 6700 series, so I don't get why this one didn't want to work properly. I'm not going to sit here and fight with it like a little child. But anyway, this is Casey. I'm glad you guys came out to ride with me today. It's always fun riding with you guys. Hope to see you in another train simulator video. Peace.